Shalom, Akim. I'm going to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Rakah, Kadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS who teach and rule well, and salutations to all the Akim on four corners of earth who's pushing his truth and sincerity. Shalom, Akim. When you get into this, what's going on right now, you got this EBT, those food stamp cards, that are going out. They're running out of money. It says households in 35 states will lose at least 95 a month as SNAP temporary pandemic benefits end. And I was watching the news this morning. I keep hearing about it at the end of the month. Well, what the news is not telling you, what the people aren't telling you, you got to do your research. That you got states that are already out of there. It says EA's already ended. So you see all those states in the gray, they're already out of their stamps. And it just so happened I was watching, like I said, I was watching the news, and it showed a state, it went down to, I think it was Mississippi. It was in Mississippi, Arkansas, one of the two. And it was just showing you, we've been out of it. We've been counted. No, Louisiana. Louisiana just said, even though they said at the end of the month, they said, nah, we ain't waiting till the end of the month. They said, due to the government shutdown, we shutting all EBT systems down right now. So if you don't come with cash or credit card, you ain't getting your food. Plain and simple. We're not playing no government games waiting for them to send some money, hopefully. We're not going to play that. And I was like, damn, and you see this? It said they were going to wait till the end of the month. But no, they started theirs early. So in return of all this is going on, the nigga woman been getting on her YouTube and her social media platforms that she loves to talk to herself on, and keying herself up and riling up the rest of the hyenas, because they roll in packs. The packs of hyenas are getting riled up. They're making videos left and right. You got one light-skinned woman, she come on there, issue taxpayers problem to feed my kids. I'm like, wow, But then you have to realize the mindset of the average nigga woman that their kids, that they had a plan. And I remember this plan from back in the day when I was a kid. These women were having kids all over the place, and they would move to different states. I live in Illinois, so they would move to like Wisconsin, because Wisconsin was giving more. Then when they would cap off, they would go to Indiana. Indiana was giving more. Then Minnesota was giving more, And then to trump it all, when I was a kid, because we had people moving from Illinois to California. California was giving you thousands of dollars per kid at one point, in food stamps and in money. So this incentive for our women to just lay on their backs and kick the man out the household has been something that's been stirred on by Esau, And, it's going to, at the end of the day, it's going to be his trick bag, because these people are riled up. They're ready to fight. They're going to, in order for them, they're not going to miss a hot Cheeto meal. That hot Cheeto and meat package they get. They're not about to lose that or miss that. Are you crazy? They'll end up stealing or robbing the place, man. Or the whole place gets torched, one of the two. And so these are the times we're coming into. This is Luke 21, and I'm going to start at 10. Then said he unto them, nation shall rise up against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines, and pestilence, and fearful sights, and great signs shall there be from heaven. So there's famines, man, and it's nation against nation, man, because once again, in a lot of these neighborhoods, these black neighborhoods are ran by, the grocery stores got either Koreans running it, or Arabs running it, or Elams running them, and they got to come to work armed up now. Because they're putting videos out there letting you know, man, we are not going to starve. Our babies aren't going to starve. So that's trouble for these people who have these small markets, grocery stores in these neighborhoods, in these black neighborhoods. And that's where they strive at. Because here in Chicago, we have things called food deserts, where they don't even have grocery stores. Where they had a grocery store here, but it closed down. I was driving down the street on the west side, and I drove past, we had a Save-A-Lots that were here. Those things are closing down left and right. Whether it be because, Jake goes in there and steals everything out of them, or, just the product is too much and Jake don't want to pay for it, It's different variable reasons. But yeah, these things are happening, man. So these famines and pestilence and stuff and fearful sights, man. A hungry man is an angry man. And so what about these hyenas with their kids, and they want to eat, man, But at the end of the day, we've been blowing this horn. We've been warning our people about, what's coming down the road, and who's inflicting the pain on them. And they thought it was a game. They thought it was a joke. They thought these things were going to last forever, man. Hosea 4 and 6, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I also reject thee. Hey, didn't we told you to come out of those wicked ways and come on back home, to the true living power, man. Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, but what did you do? You wanted to continue on in Reverend Pigfeet's congregation. You wanted to continue dancing on with the dead, twerk dancing with the dead, at the church, just a bunch of bull. And that's another thing. What about in these times we're coming into? Where is the church going to be at? Is Reverend Pigfeet going to open up his doors for you? Because he's raking in thousands of dollars from you and your grandmas that come to church. Where's the help going to be at? Let me finish this Hosea 4 and 6. My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me. Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power, I also will forget thy children, man. Oh, man, the Lord is not playing, man. The Lord is not playing these times, man. You women are getting on these lives, you get on these different platforms talking about what you're going to do, Don't you know that this devil has armed security guards now at these stores, man? When these grocery stores close, he's losing money. So he's not going to continuously lose money because you niggers don't know how to act. And you can't control your fucking monkeys. So these times we're getting coming to, man, once again, the nation against nation is going to rise up because these heathens are going to be at you. When Jacob's trouble comes, it's trouble for Jacob and for the other nations, man. Because it's going to be all-out warfare out here in the streets, man. This is Luke 23, and I'm going to start at 30. Then shall they begin to say to the mountains, fall on us, and to the hills, cover us. For if they do these things in a green tree, what shall be done in it dry? So right now, you can still go to the store. You can still go to restaurants and stuff and eat good, man. And once these measurements cut into these nigger women, because these nigger women are the ones who are, even though Esau is the number one person on the EBT, you nigger women really rely, you make videos about it. That's another reason, man. You spitting dead in our enemy's face by making these different videos, by going to different stores, buying different things that you're not supposed to be buying with the food stamps. Stuff that can help your family out. You buy stuff that's gonna like fast food stuff. And I remember a year or two ago that they had these fast food restaurants were taking link. I don't know how the government clamped down on that, but I was like, wow, what type of shit is that, man? The nigga woman gonna live and die up in Burger King and Taco Bells and stuff like that. But yeah, the trees are still green, right now, man. And once again, they're putting these videos out, they're showing their hand, and they don't think that Esau is watching these things. They don't think that Esau is preparing for these things, man. He rules. He has his police force. You see the way Trump is unleashing the National Guard and all his federal police in these different states. Wouldn't this be evident for more of a stir up right now? He's cutting the food stamps off. He's going to be waiting at the grocery stores with his National Guard or his ICE agents there. These things are bubbling up, man. It's going down around here, man. This is Isaiah 30, and I'm going to start at 1. Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of mine, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin, that walk to go down into Egypt, and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt, man. So you're trusting in these things that aren't going to help you. Basically, at the end of the day, you're trusting in Pharaoh, you're trusting in the things that Pharaoh could do for you, and here Pharaoh has cut off the food stamps. Pharaoh has cut off your magic food wand, because you got to remember, not only did Pharaoh push the prices up of food, but he also has something called shrinkation, where when something costs $1, you get $1 worth of product, not anymore. You get less than that. Not only that, your dollar doesn't go that far at the grocery store anymore. Compared to 10, 15, 20 years ago. Times are changing, man. And because you trust in Pharaoh, you trust in the bullshit that he has for you. The Lord, Here he goes. Isaiah 3, 30:3. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion, man. So once again, you're gonna be looking for those food stamps at the end of the month, and Pharaoh cut them off. So that's gonna be part of your shame. That's gonna be part of your confusion, man. Because you're gonna be confused running around wondering where I'm gonna get food from, how I'm gonna feed Junior, his sister, and his two other brothers. Because these nigga women, they don't stop. They don't know how to just have a child or something. They want to continue on with the same loser and keep letting them nut all in them, and dropping babies, little demons, But yeah, this is the times we're in, man. We gotta, the people, they're still gonna be partying and bullshitting tomorrow because tomorrow's Friday, and the weekend's here, and then after the following weekend will be the beginning of the month. So we'll see how how tough they act, and how many twerk videos come out, how many pay attention to the social medias, because they're really gonna be on there cutting up, man. But with that being said, this is edifying. Shalom, Akim.